get that part over with really quickly because it's so funny. Everybody's waiting for such a big, like, oh my God. And there isn't one. Really, it's so simple. It's not that it's some extravagant, oh my God, mind-blowing thing. It works because you do the work. It works because you're eating in the right way to fuel your body for the workouts we're doing. All-time nutrition is me saying, eat every this many hours, eat every 2 to 3 hours, which first of all, I've already told you guys to do that a million times. In addition to me telling you guys to eat every 2 to 3 hours, I tell you what containers go at what meal. So instead of you picking, okay, I'm going to have a red now, okay, I'm going to have a green now, oh, I'll have a purple in a teaspoon, I'm telling you, these are the containers you eat before your workout. These are the containers you eat after your workout. These are the next 4 containers you eat. These are the next 4 containers you eat. And the reason it's so effective is because not only are you getting portion control and not only are you eating healthy food, you are keeping a steady supply of macronutrients. You guys, please mute your line because there's a lot of static. So if you haven't muted yet, so basically you're just getting a steady supply of macronutrients throughout the entire day. So you're getting your healthy fats, your healthy carbohydrates, and your lean protein in a nice even amount at every single meal, instead of maybe the way people have done it when they're just mixing and matching their own containers where they're like, oh, I hate vegetables, so I'll just make one big salad with all 3 of my greens and eat it all at once, so I'm done with vegetables for the day. Well, your body can't absorb all those nutrients at once, believe it or not. There's only so much your system can take in at a time. So you might be missing out on phytonutrients by doing that way. Your body's only going to use so much of the fiber and then everything else is going to go away. You're not giving yourself a steady supply of fiber all throughout the day when you do it that way. So there is a reason that we're doing this. I'm fueling your body for the workout. I'm fueling your body to recover from the workout. I'm fueling your body throughout the entire day so that you can continue to burn fat and build your lean muscle. So that is all timed nutrition is, and we'll dive into it more. I know everybody wants to know, I work out at 5 a.m. Do I have to eat breakfast? Yes, you do. I'm giving you guys like the short answer, but I'll explain that more in a little bit. But the bottom line is, yes, you do need to eat before your workout. And we'll go into this more when the program actually launches. It's really hard. It's hard to understand when you're not looking at the plan in front of you, which is why I haven't wanted to talk a lot about time nutrition. It's not because I'm trying to keep it close to the vest until the program launches. It's just that without you having the plan in front of you and without you doing it alongside the workouts, it's very abstract. So you're going to hear me say things that you're just like, well, I guess I'll figure out what that means later. But yes, you need to fuel your body for the workouts. If you're somebody who works out at 5 a.m., then instead of if you don't want to have your pre-workout meal because it's a bigger meal, you'll see I say you can sub in meal 1 for your pre-workout meal. It's a smaller meal. You can make it your Shakeology meal, so it's easy to make, it's fast to drink, it's fast to digest, and then you can get right to your workout. Ideally, you're supposed to wait at least an hour after eating before you start your workout. 1, to make sure you don't throw up, and 2, so that all the blood isn't in your stomach digesting your food and it can go to your muscles where we need it during the workout. But if you've had something light like a Shakeology, you don't really have to worry about that too much. So if you work out at 5 a.m. and you get up at 4:30 and you have your Shakeology and you get right to your workout, you'll be okay. But I always tell people you should follow the program the way it is written to a T to get the best results, right? Because that's what's been tested and that's what's been proven. Same thing with people who work night shifts and things like that. Anybody can do it. Anybody can follow timed nutrition as long as you're prepared. So meal prepping is going to be an important part of 80-Day Obsession. You will hear me talk about it all the time. Being prepared isn't half the battle. It is the battle. You have to eat every 2 to 3 hours, so you need food ready to go so that if you are the person who is really busy, you're running around all day, you don't get to the point where 3 hours have gone by, you're starving, and you go, oh my gosh, I have no groceries. Or, oh my gosh, I have no protein cooked. What am I going to eat? And you're like scrambling to try to find something to eat. So the more you prepare yourself, the better off you're going to be. And that doesn't mean you have to be one of those meal prep wizards, right? Where you prep like 5 meals a day for the entire week. You don't, if you want to do it that way, absolutely you can, but you don't have to do it that way. You can make sure you have a couple different proteins cooked often in the fridge. You can have a couple carbohydrates like brown rice or sweet potato just in the fridge, ready to go, cooked. Just having groceries on hand, having fruit, having veggies on hand. If you find that yours go bad quickly, buy them frozen. I do that a lot with vegetables right now this time of year. Just because obviously, like, even though I'm in California, we get a lot of stuff fresh, still sits on the grocery store shelves for a little bit. So a lot of times I'll buy broccoli and green beans and things like that frozen, and then I can just quickly saute them up and I don't have to worry about, oh God, this is about to go bad, I better make it right now kind of thing. But the whole point is that I'm always prepared. I always have what I need on hand, ready to go, so that I can stay on track with my nutrition. So that's really, you guys, I know that's like the big, like I said, the big question that everybody wants to know. And I've lately just been going, we're just gonna knock that out of the way really quick, because everybody's waiting for something, like I said, super big and mind-blowing. And I'm like, the mind-blowing part is just the results that come from the consistency, from eating every couple hours, from eating in the proper portions, and from mixing and matching your macronutrients properly. That's where the mind-blowing results come from doing it like that. And by being organized and sort of being this structured with your eating, you will see it will spill into other aspects of your life. Like, you'll get more organized with work. You'll get more organized with the family, with the kids, whatever it might be, because you can't help but be structured when you're on this program. And believe it or not, the more structured you are, the more freedom you'll find in your day. Because when you know when certain things are happening, like, okay, my workout's happening at this time. Okay, I've got my food prepped, all that sort of thing. You don't find yourself scrambling as much. You don't find yourself putting it off to the last minute. Oh, I'll wait. I'll do my workout later. I'll do my workout later. That was one big thing that our coaches from the test group said a lot about, was that because they had to work out at a certain time every day and they had to be on point with their time nutrition, they were really organized with their business. They would go, oh, okay, well, the workout's at this time, so I got to make sure I get my work done before that, or, oh, I'm going to get my work done after that, or whatever it might be. So know that it's going – the discipline of the program is going to spill into just the rest of your life, which is a really amazing part of 80-Day Obsession. And like Ashley was saying, like, where was my mindset with 80-Day Obsession? You know, it was all I was asked for was a butt and abs program. That's what Carl asked for, was a butt and abs program. And although that is lovely, and I'm sure we all want nice butts and great abs, as a trainer, that's great. And sort of the aesthetics in my mind will come. Like, that I'm never worried about. The aesthetics come if you put the work in. What I was worried about delivering was a very functional program that served a really important purpose. And the really important purpose of this program is to get our butt muscles and our core muscles working again the way that they're supposed to. Our butt muscles just don't fire. They don't engage the way they're supposed to anymore, believe it or not. We sit on our butts all day long, and we've lost the mind-body connection. And that can lead to back problems and hip problems and knee problems, and also a not nicely shaped backside. Same thing with our core. We sit all day, and none of us are sitting with good posture, right? Like, who's sitting like this all day? No, we're all like this and slouched over, and phone and computer. And our core isn't working, our core isn't firing. And then people are like, well, my stomach sticks out and my back hurts and this and that. So for me as a trainer, it was really important to get, like, I was like, yeah, I'm happy to deliver a butt and abs program, but I'm happy to deliver it because it's so important and such an integral part of functional training. To have strong glutes that work, to have a strong core that works. Our glutes are what propel us through our day. They help us walk, run, climb stairs, sit down, stand up. Our core supports our body in everything we do. If these muscles don't work right, if these two major muscle groups don't work right, first of all, you can have a ton of injury and discomfort in your life, but also it doesn't matter how much weight you use. Like, you can throw a heavy weight on your body all day long and lift it. If you're not actually engaging the muscle and you're either working what is the assister muscle or your joint or something like that, you're not going to burn as many calories and you're not going to shape the muscle groups that you're looking to shape because you're not actually engaging them. So that was really important for me to actually get those muscles working, which is why I use the resistance loops. It's why I used the sliders, because those two pieces of equipment allow me to just target a muscle and go in on it and really isolate it to get it to work. Your butt will never burn so bad as it does on the day you use the loops and the sliders. Your core is about to work. We work plank with those sliders and those loops in every position possible. Okay? So just know, like, that was part of why I picked the equipment I picked. I don't pick equipment like, oh, that'll be fun and looks different than anything else I've done. Whenever I pick the equipment and the design of the program, it's to get maximum result from whatever I'm designing. And using the loops and the sliders along with dumbbells definitely gets us maximum results. So that was sort of when I started, like, how I picked the equipment. And the reason it ended up being 80 days, an 80-day program, is when Carl asked about it, he was like, butt and abs program. I looked at him and I said, okay. And I kind of laughed and he's like, what? And I said, this isn't like a 21 or 30-day program you're asking for, right? Because I know how we've been, right? We like our 30-day programs. We like our 30-minute workouts. We've got real comfortable in that 30-30 zone, 30 minutes, 30 days. And he goes, oh, it's not. And he goes like, what, 60? And I said, I can get it done in like 80. I can get it done in 3 months. Give me 3 months and I'll get it done. And he's like, oh, really? I said, yeah. And he was like, okay, and how long do you think the workouts need to be? And I was like, no. We're going long. We're going for it. I was like, what you're asking from me requires a lot. And that's what you guys have to remember, is you have to get the results that you want. You're going to have to put in the work that's equivalent to get them. I actually had one of the people from my background cast of 80-Day Obsession said to me the other day, she said, I don't know what's going on. And she's like, I feel like I'm losing my results. And I said, why do you feel like you're losing your results? And she's like, I don't know. I'm eating right and I'm working out. And I said, are you doing the 80-Day Obsession workouts? And she goes, no, I'm doing 21-day fix. I'm going to circle back to 80-Day Obsession come January 15th. With everybody else. And I looked at her and I said, how do you expect to have 80-Day Obsession results when you're doing 21-day fix? You can't. You won't. It's not possible. They're two different programs. You can have great results from 21-day fix, but the results of 80-Day Obsession are different. They're designed to be different. Like 21-day fix, designed for people who had a large amount of weight to lose, who had maybe been very sedentary. And trust me, we had people of all shapes and sizes use that program and push themselves in that program and get amazing results, get shredded abs, get arms, get legs, but maybe didn't get the booty quite so much. Like, more often than not, people were like, now, how do I build my booty back, Autumn? And I was like, okay. So that was even something I was taking into consideration. I was like, oh, I better give people their shape back. They're going to be mad at me. So all of these things come into play. I was very specific from day one that it needed to be a longer program, both how many months we spent on the program and how much time we spend in each workout. And on average, the workouts are 45 to 55 minutes. You should just plan for an hour for all the workouts and be really pleasantly surprised on the days when they're shorter than that and just be like, oh, I have more time. Great. But again, we need that time because we got a lot of work to do to accomplish the results that we're going to accomplish. But here's the thing. When I first started writing the workout program, it was being written just like all our other programs in terms of, okay, it's going to be, originally it was going to be 12 workouts. I was told I was getting 12 workouts to do it in, and that they could circle through those 12 workouts for 3 months. Kind of like a P90X, right? I think P90X has like 16 workouts. And I came back and I was like, I need more than 12 workouts. I need 5 days a week. So like, I'm going to need more than 12. I need at least 15. And so then I was being given a little bit more leeway on how many workouts. It was like, all right, maybe you can have 14 or 15 workouts. But again, it was still the thought was still DVD. The thought was still like, we're going to film these workouts and they'll just keep repeating them. it wasn't until maybe 6 months before we started filming the program that Carl said to me one day in a meeting, he was like, I'm going to tell you an idea and I don't want you to get attached to it, which is just like, no, that's just terrible. Don't tell me. And he's like, I'm thinking about filming the workouts in real time. So 80 days, like 80 different workouts. And he's like, but don't get attached to it. And of course I was like a pit bull on a bone. I was like, we're doing it. It's happening. Because it opened up this whole new realm for me as a trainer to go, I was like, no, we have to. And he's like, okay, well, tell me why you say we have to. You know, he had his own reasons for why he wanted to do it. But I was like, oh my gosh, do you understand what I can do with the workout and how much more I can put into it if we film 80 different workouts, and that I can use progression and I can use periodization and like, I can use different rep patterns and different weights, and I can coach them through this, and like they can go on a journey with myself in the background cast and like watch my background cast transform, you know, so many times. How many times does everybody always say to me, what happened to Kat from 21 Day Fix? Because you don't actually watch her transformation. We filmed for 5 days and that was it. So there was no answer to that. I'm like, I don't know. I don't talk to her every day. I don't know what happened with her. But this time you get to watch them go through it. And like I said, I have all these other tools that I get to use in the workout to keep you off the awful fitness plateau that we all hit after doing the same thing over and over and over again. Or to keep you guys from getting bored and eventually turning my sayings into memes, because you hear the same 6 sayings for however many rounds of a program you do, right? Like every time I don't know which workout I say shake now so you don't shake later. I don't know exactly which workout that's in, but you all do. So you don't hear that every day. Like you do day 1 and you never do day 1 again. Even though day 1 is total body core phase 1 and you'll do that in week 2 and week 3 and week 4, it changes every single week. Not the exercises, because I don't want people to get confused, right? I want them to have a chance to learn and get familiar with those exercises in phase 1. But the reps that we do, the amount of weight that we're using, the order in which we go through the program changes, because sometimes we're going through the whole workout once, circling back to the top and doing it again. Sometimes we're doing that 3 times. Sometimes we're doing 3 exercises 3 times in a row before moving on to the burning out the muscle. So even week by week within a phase, I'm pushing you harder and harder week by week. Like phase 1, we do push, like let's say we do push-ups in week 1, right? So you go all the way through the workout, push-ups are somewhere in there, you circle back to the top, you do it all again. Not so bad. Week 2, you go into a 3 by 10. So you're still gonna have those push-ups, you're gonna have them 3 times, but they're spaced out, right? Because you're going through the whole workout 3 times in a row. Week 3 starts to get harder, because now we're picking 3 exercises in a row. So maybe push-ups land with, I don't know, maybe pullovers or something. Well, you're gonna do push-ups and pullovers 3 times in a row. So now you're burning those 2 muscle groups out very intensely right away. And then in week 4, you do the same thing, but as a 2 by 15. So you do 3 exercises, 2 sets, 15 reps. Well, obviously 15 push-ups is harder than 10 push-ups. So you can see how there's a little bit of progression week to week between the sets and the weights that we're using to make progress. And then by the time we're in week 4 and you're like, kind of done with these exercises, we move on to phase 2 and you get 6 new workouts. And we go through that same progression again. And then same thing, we hit phase 3 and we go through it again. And then the final week is peak week, where I pick 2 exercises from each phase. They're sort of my favorite and the most challenging, and the ones I feel that all fit best together to make up like a peak performance week to end out the program. And so we go through that, and even that is a complete change up because you're not ready for that and you don't know what rep schemes we're doing until you push play that day. So all of it, I think, one, makes it fun and interesting. We really, I think, did a great job pulling the person at home into the program. Like we really tried to make sure that we were including you guys to feel like you were right there in the room with us. When we make a joke, you're in on it. It's not like you don't know what that joke is, because you'll hear them say things. And if If you don't know what it is, I tell you guys why they're saying it, where it came from, or that sort of thing. We quote movie lines like nobody's business, and we sneak song lyrics in there every chance we get. It's just fun, right? Like, fitness has to be fun. And so that's my whole point of saying, like, when Carl mentioned that we could film for 80 days straight, that's why I was like that, a pibble on that bone. And I was like, oh my God, we have to do this, because this is the most innovative thing ever in fitness. There's no home workout that has ever done this. And unless you're paying $150 or $200 an hour for a trainer, you're not getting that quality of fitness training, let alone the nutrition component that comes with it. They added it all up because they did it based on what my rates are when I work with private clients. And 80-day obsession is like just over $2,500 value. Okay. Like, that's actually not true. The $2,500 value is what it would cost if we put it on DVD and printed it. The actual value, what you would pay if you hired me to be your trainer slash nutrition person, is $16,000 for 80 days. So our workout, our workout 6 days a week for 80 days straight, going through workouts and through nutrition, it would be $16,000. So you're getting it for the bargain price of $99 on Beachbody On Demand. You're welcome. So when you look at it like that, right? Or when people say like, oh, why is it $99? Or why is it this? Or why do I have to pay for the performance? Or do I need Shakeology? Like, the amount of health that you're getting. And then on top of 80-day obsession, you have everything else that's on Beachbody On Demand too. The amount of health that you're getting by being on Beachbody On Demand is like insane. It's mind-blowing what you guys get. So like, definitely celebrate that, enjoy that, get excited about that too, because that in and of itself is really special. And without Beachbody On Demand, this program wouldn't exist the way that it does. And I don't think it would be as much fun as it is. I think it would be fun, absolutely. I think you guys would still get amazing results if we did it the old way, 12 or 16 workouts, put it on DVD. I still think people would get great results. But I don't think they would get as great of results as they're going to get this way. And I don't think they would be as invested and having as much fun as people had going through this program and are going to have, how much fun you guys are going to have when you go through it. It really is one of those things where you can actually like look forward to a program. It was funny. There was a photographer on set doing behind the scenes photos, and he sent me a photo the other day, and it was myself, and I don't know if you guys know this, but one of my background cast members was my older sister. So the photo was the photo was us on set, like at the end of the workout on day 80. And I got all choked up as we like finished the last move. I started crying. You guys will see it there. It's not like it can be cut out. And as did like most of my background cast. Have you ever done a workout program where you cry because it's over? You guys, it wasn't just us on set crying. It was coaches were emailing me on day 80 and they're like, I'm crying. I can't believe it's over. I don't want it to be done. Can we do it again? Like, you just have an amazing time. You get to bond with the cast and learn about them and all of that. So let me see. I'm going to take some questions. Let's see what we got going on over here since I'm rambling. Can we talk about the performance line? Sure. So the performance line is technically programmed into the nutrition component of it. So and I did that on purpose. That wasn't Beachbody telling me I had to put the performance line in the program, ever. They don't ever insist on that kind of thing, one way or the other. If we feel it fits, great. If not, it doesn't go there. But for me, I actually was like, hey, I want to program the performance line into the nutrition. And they were like, that's great. Tell us why. And I said, because, these workouts are hard. We really are training like athletes. And so we should fuel our bodies and have the opportunity to treat our bodies as such. And most athletes probably use some version of supplementation, meaning something like a pre-workout, like an Energize, give you a little extra boost so you have a little more oomph in that workout, especially if you're tired. Obviously, using the Recover, drinking the Recover right after your workout, getting that glycogen, getting that protein into your muscles right away is going to help the repair process start right away. That's really important for getting through these 80 days. Having your hydrate, especially if you're somebody who sweats really profusely in a workout. I mean, we all did during ours. I think you guys will too. But being hydrated is so important. Our bodies are more than 80% water, and most of us walk around mildly dehydrated our entire lives without realizing it. And if you're even mildly dehydrated, your cells don't function the way they're supposed to. So having something like Hydrate helps with all of that. Drinking Vanilla Recharge before you go to bed at night, you're going to be sore. You guys, I think I was sore for 80 days. Now, in week 1 and 2, I was way more sore than obviously like weeks 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. In weeks 1 and 2, I could like barely move. I actually started filming 80 Day Obsession coming off of a 3-week injury where I didn't work out for 3 weeks. It was an old dance injury that flared up on me to the point where I could barely walk because I have an issue with my hips sometimes. And so coming off of not doing anything for 3 weeks and then going into 80 Day Obsession, I mean, literally, I was out shopping with my sister one day, and she says to me when I'm in the dressing room, she's like, how do the pants fit? And I said, I don't know, I can't try them on. She goes, why? And I was like, I can't bend forward. And she's like, wait, are you joking and you have them on, but like you're in pain? I was like, no, like I'm in so much pain. I'm coming out of this dressing room. I'm not trying on clothes today. I hurt. Like I was so sore. Now, again, I had come off of a 3-week injury. I hadn't worked out at all. But obviously, like my Vanilla Recharge was all that saved me to even function in my workouts in the first 2 weeks because of all that lactic acid buildup. So having something like that and drinking it so that you can function the next day and move and not be that sore is great. The whole purpose is in the name. It's the performance line. It's there to enhance your performance. It doesn't mean you have to take it. It doesn't mean you won't have great results if you don't use it. It just means it enhances your performance if you do. I understand that there are vegans who obviously can't use it because of the whey in the casein, and that there are people who are sensitive to whey and casein, so they can't use it. But if you can, and you're interested in it, I definitely say go for it. I definitely say try one of the performance bundles so that you have the option to get it, and you'll see it make a real difference. Okay, let's see. You guys are laughing at me about my sayings. Okay, I'm just looking for questions. I'm reading your comments too, but I'm looking for questions. You guys are all very excited about watching the background cast. And you know what? It is really interesting because here's the thing. You'll see my background cast is obviously extremely fit coming into the program. They had to be. They had to be able to do the workouts. They had to be able to do the entire workout with proper form. And, you know, we don't get a pause button on set. So they needed to be able to keep up throughout the 80 days and last the 80 days. Yeah. But you still see their but you still see their transformation.
All right, well, I will chat you in a bit then.
Oh, okay. Tell them bye for us. But you'll still see the background cast go through huge transformations. Donald lost like 25 pounds on the program. He's a vegan, followed the vegan nutrition plan, lost 25 pounds. Jasmine lost 4 or 5 pounds. She's an ex-pro soccer player, you guys. Like, she looked amazing coming into the program. I didn't even think that her body could look better than it did. And it did. My sister, like, shredded abs, sculpted butt, lifted butt. Richardson, who's my big black muscular man, even though he already looked like he had a six-pack when he started the program, wait till you see his abs by the end of the program. Katrina, who's like a tiny dancer, but had no muscle definition, really. All the muscle definition coming in, but completely shaped up. So it is really fun to watch them go through their transformations as well. Okay. Mess ups or bloopers, they're in there. They're all in there, you guys. Nothing's edited. It was just filmed. Like, I really don't think they're editing anything unless, like, maybe they might cut down on my intro a little bit, or I don't, there's really no editing that's happening on these workouts. Like, when a band snapped, it snapped. And when I'm laughing so hard that I can't finish the exercises, yes, it does happen. That just happens, and you'll hear me go, oh, I owe myself 4. They might show you the end of it after the workout stops when I actually did my reps that I owed myself. But yeah, all of it's in there, like all the silliness, all the laughing, all like there's in like week 1 or 2, my modifier is just a mess. She must have kicked her water bottle over like 16 times. I was like, move the bottle. Like, why do you keep putting it in the same spot? It's there. It's all there. It's all what makes it real, and it's all what makes it fun. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you guys, I met Kevin Hart the other day. You'll understand why that's so amazing to me when you do the program. His son goes to the same school as my son. So I got to meet him the other day and tell him how we quote him all the time in the workout program. And he thought that was so cool. He's like, that's awesome. I guess that means my comedy's working. I was like, yep, it is. Okay. Let's see. Is it June, July yet? Oh, pregnant problems. Yeah, 80-day obsession, not for pregnant people. That's like the only person it's not for. It's just a little too intense. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have? Okay. Wait, what does it say? Let's see. I'm using this to hit my goal for the classic at Summit next year. After 80 days is over, will it still be available on Beachbody On Demand? Yeah, you guys, this is a normal program. It'll live on Beachbody On Demand forever. I think when we did the sneak peek of A Little Obsessed, it confused people. It was the sneak peek. You guys got to watch the filming of it. That's the only reason you got to see all 5 days. We were filming it live while it was airing to you guys on Beachbody On Demand. But that was the sneak peek of A Little Obsessed. So just like any other sneak peek we ever do, it would go up for a day and it would come down, right, when we filmed A Little Obsessed. But when 80-day obsession goes up, it's just going to live on Beachbody On Demand forever. You can do it over and over and over and over again, just like any other program that's on Beachbody On Demand. The only thing you should know is the way it will release onto Beachbody On Demand is 1 week at a time. Once all the weeks are up, the whole program will live up there forever. But the night of January 14th, like very late in the evening, kind of like the middle of the night, is when week 1 will go up. So week 1 will be up, do the whole thing, and then Sunday night, the week 2 goes up. But week 1 will still stay up also. So week 1 and 2 would be up, and so on and so on. Yes, Lisa, modifications are offered. There is a modifier in the program. But what I want to say about that is just keep in mind that even though there's a modifier and she does take the impact out, she uses a chair sometimes to help with stability and things like that. This is still an intermediate to an advanced program. So you're not going to see modifications like you see necessarily in 21-day fix. Because I know when we first started doing the coach test group, there were people in the coach test group who were well over 100 pounds. And I'll be perfectly honest, that's not technically who the target audience was for 80-day obsession. The target audience for 80-day obsession was more somebody with a baseline of fitness, somebody who's looking to take their goals to the next level and maybe has like 30 pounds or less to lose. That was the original target audience. But when we did our test group, we had people all shapes, all sizes in there. But my point being is saying that when you have somebody who has 100 plus pounds to lose, I don't have the modifying a plank to the point that somebody who is plus size might need to modify. So she's doing plank, and she might be doing a slightly easier version than us, but it's not like her hands are on a chair or something. Whereas some of the coaches in the coach test group, they had to modify the modifier. And they would do planks with their hands like on the couch and that sort of thing. They still had amazing results because that was them pushing to their max. And as long as you're pushing to your max, you're going to keep seeing results. So, but I say that, I point that out just so somebody doesn't get discouraged and go, well, you didn't really modify that. My modifier sort of took it from a 10 to like a 6-7, not like a 3-4. So if you're not at a 6-7, still okay. You just might have to come up with your own modification in order to do it. Sorry, my son's phone is ringing next to me. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? Is there a specific time of day the program says to work out? Nope. You can work out at whatever time of day works best for you. When is the coach only group? So if you purchased your challenge pack or whatever, your bundle, starting today is when we start adding people into the coach test group. Meaning those who purchased today will be added into the group within the next day or two. It takes about 48, 72 hours-ish to get added into the group because we have to verify everybody that they're a coach and they purchased and all of that. So you can be added into the group from today through January 14th, 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, January 14th. That's when you can buy your pack and get added into the group. On January 8th, the nutrition component of 80-Day Obsession will go live on Beachbody On Demand. So you'll have a full week to read the materials, watch the videos that go along with the nutrition program, go grocery shopping, meal prep. You'll have a full week before we start on Monday the 15th. So I will start talking to you guys in the coach test group on January 10th.
Oh,
because I'll start talking about the nutrition on January 10th. So if you want to be in that group, it's better to get in sooner than later, because here's the deal. First of all, you guys, this is a real coach test group. This isn't an Autumn information group. I know there were a few coaches saying, we don't want everybody to be able to post in the group. We just want Autumn to be able to post and for us to be able to comment. And I'm like, yeah, that's not how this is going. This is a test group. Just like you guys all get excited about to be in a test group, it's a real test group, which means homework gets said, hey, I need you to film this video. Hey, I want to see your progress photos. Hey, da-da. The whole point is so that you guys can interact with me and I can interact with you. You can post your progress photos. You can cheer each other on. You can post questions so that I can see them. So as of January 10th is when you guys will be allowed to start posting in there. You'll get added in and you'll be able to see that you're in the group, but you won't be able to post anything until January 10th. So don't freak out like, I can't post, I don't have access. You will, you just can't post until January 10th. But my point in saying get in early is that, yes, there will probably be 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people in the group, okay? So yes, you're gonna wanna be in your coach's group as well with other people in a smaller group so you can talk in there as well. But whenever I do an Autumn post, right? Not just answering somebody's question on like their post, but I do a post of information that I'm like, hey, this is important. I will pin it to the top of the page for the day. But the next day when I do a new post, I have to unpin the post from the day before to pin the new post. So you want to be checking it every day to make sure you're not missing videos from me, to make sure you're not missing comments from me and that sort of thing, because once I unpin it, it probably won't end up completely lost because, the more people comment on a post, the higher up it stays on a page. But it's not going to just be readily available sitting at the top of the page. There will only be obviously one post a day from me at the top of the page. So make sure you're getting on. If you're in the group, make sure you're checking it and that sort of thing. And make sure you're in the group early, before January 10th, because if you get in on January 14th, you're going to miss what I said on the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. You don't want to miss valuable information. Okay. Will the workouts be available for offline use when I'm traveling outside of the country? Yeah, you have to download them, just like you can download you could download I think it's 7 workouts to your phone or your iPod and save them. So you'd be able to download that week's workouts, and then if you needed to download the next week's workouts, you'd obviously have to get on an internet somehow to download the next 7 workouts. But you can download up to a week at a time. So yeah, you'll be able to do that. Don't get scared. Okay, someone said, I've been dealing with a shoulder issue, so limited workouts now. Hopefully you'll be all set. Yep, just be careful with it. Allie's asking, is it 91 days total? It's 93. I was doing math, or I guess it's 92 days total, because you work out 6 days a week and then Sundays are rest days. It's 13 weeks. That's what you guys need to know. It's 13 weeks of workouts. Okay, let's see. Will BOD, the platform, be able to handle the excitement? Yes, that's the hope. But you guys, let me just say this really quick. I definitely get that it's frustrating when Beachbody On Demand doesn't work, but what you have to remember is that we're not the same business that anybody else is out there. We're essentially two businesses in one. So we have our direct marketing business, beachbody.com, and we have our coach business, teambeachbody.com. That alone makes our technology so much more intricate and detailed and take forever to do things to our technology, because we have to keep these things working simultaneously, but without messing anybody up. Like every time a new coach signs up, they get put into a wheel where they get, you get fed leads depending on where you're at. Obviously, we keep all of your paycheck information in there somewhere and how you're getting paid and who your customers are and all of that. So when they do technology updates, it is a big deal. And when we do things like live stream, right, that's a big deal. And you never know if it's going to work until you try it. And since we are innovators and leading in the fitness industry, we don't have anybody's coattails to ride in on and just be like, oh, well, we'll just use the same technology as them. We have to create ours. So like the first time we streamed A Little Obsessed on day one, and 60,000 people all tried to log on at 8:59 a.m. That's what happened. First of all, 60,000 of you tried to log on at the exact moment the workout was supposed to start instead of being on a few minutes before. But 60,000 people tried to log on at once, and it crashed the site. And in doing that, we realized there was a glitch on the back end from our UK launch. We would have never found that glitch until we crashed the site the way we did. But again, we had never done a live stream on Beachbody On Demand before. So doing that is what taught us, hey, you got a small problem, go in and fix it. So again, I understand that it's frustrating, but sometimes you got to just take the punches and roll with them, knowing that we are the innovators in the business, and that just happens. You never know until you test, and sometimes you got to test live. You can't test with 6 people on the back end trying to log in. You have to test with 60,000 really trying to log in to make sure that it works. So obviously that taught us something, and the new launch that we just did, the update to the site, was huge for us in efficiencies and all of that. So there shouldn't be an issue. There shouldn't be an issue, but I can't guarantee that there won't be some little thing that pops up. But if it does, just be patient and nice, because I promise everybody there is working so dang hard. They do, you guys. They have worked for months straight, weekends, overnight. It's crazy what our tech team does just to keep everything going. So we owe them a big thank you for never being at home with their families and always working to keep us online. What time will the workouts be done each day? Whatever time you so choose. They've already been filmed, so it's whenever you want to work. Is there a vegetarian plan? There's a vegan plan, but obviously as a vegetarian, you could follow that as well. And if you're eating eggs or something like that, and you want to have those as your red, you can do that. So you would just follow. You would either follow the regular plan and eat your limited proteins that you would eat as a vegetarian, or you can follow the vegan plan. And same thing, eat the reds that you would normally eat. Okay. Would you say this program is not for beginners or someone who has not worked out in some time or never? You guys, I kind of covered that, but it's not, I think if somebody hasn't ever worked out, that it's probably not the right program for them. It's an intermediate to an advanced program. So whether you're a coach or a challenger, you have to know who you are as the person who's going to be working out, or who your challenger is as the person that's going to be working out. And if you're brand new to exercising, then maybe this isn't the one you dive right into. Start with A Little Obsessed. Do that for 3 or 4 weeks before you move on to 80-day obsession. It's okay. You can be a few weeks behind those of us that start on January 15th. It's more important to feel comfortable and good about what you're doing than to feel like you're struggling so bad that you can't keep up or that you're going to injure yourself. And by the way, this doesn't launch until January 15th. So if you have somebody right now who's a newbie, now is a great time to get them working out. Get them doing 21-day fix. Get them doing A Little Obsessed next week when it starts. They don't need years and years and years of fitness under their belt. It's just better to be having done something before you start this program than coming into it cold turkey after having not worked out in a really long time. All right, let's see. I can take like 2 more questions. What do we got? But did you die? That's funny. Okay. Please explain the launch. Only certain coaches at first, or will it be on demand for everyone? No, it's on demand for everybody. On January 15th, everybody has access to Beachbody on demand. There's no special treatment coach. The only special thing for coaches is the exclusive coach test group that I'm running with it. So if you wanted to be a part of a test group with me, you would need to be a coach. You can sign up. You can absolutely sign up to be a coach. If you're on this call and you're a challenger and you're interested in being a coach, you got lots of them on here to talk to. But yeah, if you wanted to be in that group, then you just need to be a coach and buy your bundle, and then you would be added to that group. Okay, let's see. Floors are not great for the sliders. Terrazzo floors. What would you suggest for that? Maybe buy like a little carpet at Target or something and lay that down, because then you can just take the felt off the slider, have the plastic part down, and then that makes it much easier to use the slider. So yeah, obviously wood floors are great. Carpeting is great. Tile is great. The only thing that might be hard is something like that, or a rubber floor. But if that's the case, you can put down anything from cutting open a big cardboard box to buying, like I said, just a little tiny area rug. You just need something that the sliders can slide on and that's not going to slide under you, right? Like whatever you're putting the sliders on top of needs to sort of stay in place. You don't want to lay down like a big beach towel and have it crumple up under you as you try to do the moves. So you can try that. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? Could you tell us about the coach test group? I'm going to let Ashley go into that just a little bit more with you guys, just because I'm going to be wrapping up because I got to make my son dinner here in a second, and it's a little more detailed. Are there meal plans like Shift Shop has offered? There's like a 1-day sample menu, but I purposely did not give you guys meal plans because it's 80 days and people get stuck in their ways when they get a meal plan and they go, I had great results the first week following this meal plan. I'm going to eat this exact same foods every single day for 80 days. And then you get really bored, and the second you are over it, you just go like way overboard. So I give you a sample day so that you kind of understand like, red, yellow, green. Okay, what kind of combos can I make with a red, yellow, green? I can do, chicken and a salad and maybe put rice on it, or, like things like that. But I want you guys to be creative in your food so you don't get bored for 80 days. So there's options, but that's also why there will be the 80-day obsession recipe list on Fixate that you can turn to. And again, working with a coach is great because I know a lot of coaches will make sample meal plans that they'll share with you guys. I'm sure people in the coach test group will be sharing what they're eating. So all great options. Okay. Let's say, is it best to prep for a week at a time? Just a few days. Lori's asking, I usually prep for about 4 days at a time. Anything longer than that, and I sort of start to question whether or not the food would still be good if I cooked it 5 or 6 days earlier. So I usually prep on Sunday, and that will get me through. That'll get me through Thursday, with Thursday being like, woo, I'm at the end. I really got to hit the grocery store kind of thing. And then on Thursday, I usually go to the grocery store and I get enough stuff to get me through the next couple days again, like the next 3 days. And by Sunday, I go do a big grocery shopping trip again and start all over again. So I personally don't meal prep for a week. I prep for like 4 days at a time. All right, you guys, that's about all the time I have tonight because I got to go make my little dude dinner. But thank you for having me on. Today was a really awesome, successful day from what I understand in terms of people starting to buy their bundles, which means there's a lot of excitement around the program. So thank you again for all of it. And Ashley, I'll turn it back over to you.
Autumn, thank you so much for hopping on with us. What an amazing call. We'll make dinner for your little dude, and really appreciate you being on and answering everybody's questions.
Thank you. Happy holidays, you guys. Have a great night. We'll talk soon. Bye.
See you later. All right, everybody, if you guys have any questions in the chat, I'll stay stay on for like 5 more minutes if you have any questions about the coach test group or the program in general. If there were any questions that you really wanted answered that did not get answered, I'm happy to do that. But if not, containers, how does it work? The container system is going to work very similarly to it already is working with the 21-day fix and all of the other programs. Except for the only thing different is they're paired, which is really nice. So it'll tell you red and purple is one meal. Green, yellow, red is another meal. Blue, purple is one meal. So it's actually easier than other programs, in my opinion, because it allows you to pair them. So it's kind of nice that way. But I think you'll really like this container idea better than the others, because I know for me personally, I would have like 3 greens left at the end of the day. But somehow I would manage to skip them all throughout the day. And then I would be eating like random sugar snap peas and green beans like by bulk at the end of the day. But with this program, you can't do that. It doesn't really allow you to do that, which is nice. So your meals are a lot more balanced than they were. I believe they still have you calculate the container count based on your goal. They have you calculate your bracket. So if you're falling in plan A, plan B, plan C, that's kind of how it'll break down. Okay. All right. So I don't see any more questions. I appreciate everybody hopping on, being a part of this. This is recorded. I will be posting it in all the various groups. So I hope you enjoyed it, and just have a great night, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.